Hello, Taurus. This is your general tarot reading for the month of August 2015. And my professional name is Aire, A-I-R-E. I've been doing tarot for a few years now. I'm also Wiccan. I have, by the way, a bachelor's and master's in English. I'm not sure I should pull that one out, but I have a bachelor's and master's in English as well. And tarot combines the best of both worlds. It combines the esoteric spiritual world with my love of literature and reading. And so doing these readings is always, a real luxury for me, because you get to read the stories of people, reading the stories in a group of randomly drawn cards. So I really enjoy this, and in a way it's changed my life in so many ways. Connecting with the spiritual world. Now, the cards have been pre-shuffled, and whoa, I'll put that right there. This is Six of Cups. The cards have been pre-shuffled, and after every reading I clear them with my crystal. This is the first crystal that I bought when I started doing tarot readings and when I became Wiccan and just started living this metaphysical life. So I'm shuffling them again, preparing them for the reading. I'm going to go ahead and cut the cards. Okay, so let's see. This first row that I'm laying out here is going to be the past. This next row is going to be the present. And then this row is going to be the future. Now, I'm going to put an outcome card out after I read this. And now keep in mind this is a general reading, and not everyone, even though this is for Taurus, this will not be the same story for everyone. Okay, that is much better. This won't be the same story for everyone. It could be the same energies, but for some of you, this is definitely a relationship situation, but it could also be a situation with career. And what we have here in the past, we have Six of Cups, which indicates memories of the past. It can represent emotional ties to the past, a particular person. Traditionally, this card represents childhood memories, but when I see this card, especially in a relationship reading, it can mean an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, someone from the past romantically as well. So for this general reading, this is definitely someone in the past, a past situation, a past relationship. This is Six of Wands, and it's in reverse. when it's upright, it can mean victory and success. But because it's in reverse, clearly this situation didn't work out the way you want it to. And this could be someone that you've loved for a very, very long time. Eight of Swords. And whenever you see water, especially with this is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. It's probably the most popular deck. It's probably the canon of tarot decks. And if you ever start to read tarot, understanding the Rider-Waite deck is probably the best place to start for tarot. So we have water here, but we also have swords here. Swords represent the element of air, but they also represent mental thinking, your thoughts. And you can see the woman here is blindfolded and she's bound. And she's bound by her thoughts. All these swords around her represent her thoughts. She feels as if she is trapped and that she is unable to get out of a certain situation. And maybe from the past you felt that you could not escape your feelings for someone, that you would always love this person, even though the relationship didn't work out. So I'm giving a relationship reading, a love reading, so to speak, for this, what's happening here. But if there's a situation in the past that you've always tried to work out, maybe there's a particular situation about your career or money that you need to let go. There's some blockages here that you've held on for a very, very long time that you're emotionally tied to, like a bad habit. And the ties to the past, it's not going to work out. So if you're holding on thinking, I'm going to make it work, and this is the only person, or this is the only house or job that I want, and I don't see any other options. You're not seeing any other options because you're tied to the past. And you need to see that you're not bound to the past here. And it almost sounds as if emotionally I almost see this situation to where maybe there's a relative, because this is also a card about being tied to family. It can also mean being tied to family and holding on to the negative feelings of your family and giving them more power than they should, and you're letting that power restrict you, and you need to break free of that. Break free of the past. That's the general energy that I'm seeing here for you, Taurus. Because it's not successful. It's not going to work out. Moving to the present, I think I see a little bit more of a positive situation here. Now this card, this card is very interesting. I call it the Diva card because the Empress, this is definitely a female energy, and you can see the symbol for the woman here. The Empress card, this is a woman of abundance and happiness, and you see her little tiara here, all these stars in the tiara. She gets what she wants. I call her the Diva card because she gets what she wants, and she receives attention and admiration because she is such a strong person. She has high self-esteem. She is centered and focused on herself. She knows what she wants. She has her boundaries. And it's also the card of abundance and love. And emotionally, I like seeing this card because it means self-acceptance and happiness. Just an abundance of happiness. And this could be an energy that's changing for you, Taurus. You go from here to here. I'd like to see this as you. And this can apply actually to women and men. Even though it's a strong feminine energy is always passive. And it's an internal energy, where male energy, like a king, the way you see here, it's more active and external, and it works, it's an outer energy. It controls outer circumstances. This controls inner circumstances. Whenever you see a woman, there's passive energy going on. And so there's some self-esteem issues here that I think you're going to work on, that there needs to be more confidence and positivity that you're not this woman out of control. You can see that this woman is looking kind of pitiful here. And she's been standing a while, and she feels like she can't move. And she's very tired. But here, this woman is reclining, and she's confident. And if you look at her face, you can see that she's very happy. And she's holding something, it looks like a scepter. Not necessarily a wand, but a scepter. And everything is growing around her. Very happy, very self-assured, and very confident. She's free from this. This actually, two complete opposites here. Where this woman is emotionally bound and insecure and uncertain and fearful. She's afraid to move. She can actually move. Her legs are not bound. And she can actually move and get herself free from this prison. But this is a complete opposite when we see the Empress, and it's such a strong energy here. So in your present, I kind of see you, Taurus, getting away from breaking the ties and finding freedom. Now this could also represent an actual person in your life, someone who is self-assured, but also someone who can be rather dominant. The Empress is a ruler. She rules everything in the earth. She's the goddess of fertility, actually, you know. And when you see this is very important because in Taurus, you're an earth sign. Pentacles represent earth. So this is very important because it's smack dab right in the middle of your reading here. That this growth, this is a farmer who's planted seeds and he's watching the seeds bear fruit. Or he's waiting for the seeds to bear fruit. This means being patient and being willing to wait. But what you have here is, this is 8 of Cups. And what you see here is a man. Cups represent emotion. And this man is emotionally leaving something behind in hopes of something better. And you will see the moon here, you know, sort of overshadowing the sun. Things are, whenever you see the moon, it can mean subconscious energy here. And it's covering up the sun partially. There's still this part of the sun that's coming out. There's still some positivity here. There's still a ray of hope here. But this is the moon. And emotionally, 8 of Cups means walking away from a situation that maybe could have had a lot of potential. But it's for the best, that you need to spiritually look for something more. And it's interesting because this guy has a wand in his hand and he's leaning on the wand. This guy has a wand too, but now he's not standing on the wand. He's taking the wand and he's using it to walk away. And consider the fact that this card is right under here. That this woman, in this card, no one's moving. But it's almost as if this person decided, oh, I can leave anytime I want. But it's upside down. So maybe you're still hanging around waiting. You're still hanging around waiting. And maybe it's because of this person. This very attractive, intriguing person that you cannot leave behind. So what's going to happen, Taurus? Well, there's no rest for the weary. The Four of Swords is a card of rest and retreat and distance. And maybe this is what you need here. So we have standing and then walking away, but we also have resting and retreat. And sometimes Four of Swords means taking an emotional break from a situation. But this is not happening. Once again, we have this energy of being letting go and releasing, being in the reverse. That there's no resting, there's no emotional break here. And maybe you do need to have that. Maybe you need to let things take its natural course. But when this energy is reversed, it means that there's no healing going on either. And you're not mentally, because swords represents mental energy, like I explained up here, that mentally, mentally, you're in distress here. I think emotionally, mentally, this is all going to start taking its toll on you. And if you can look here, we have a King of Pentacles, King of Coins. This can represent money. The King of Pentacles is a king who rules abundance and prosperity. This is also someone who is very logical and practical and rational. He doesn't deal with emotions. He deals with the reality, the here and now. And maybe a lot of your mental energy is dealing with this reality, but also trying to make this work. And this is another earth sign for you. Look at all this growing, you know. You're really trying to make this situation grow and make it happen, I think. And this could represent you, and this could represent the other person here. But maybe you just need to, you're not letting it rest. You're not letting it have the time and the space and the healing that it needs to have in order for it to grow. And what you see here happening now in the future, this is a card of personal obstacles. You see this young man with his wand, and we have a wand here. The guy has a wand here, the wand here, the wand here. Only this time the wand is upside down. But it seems as if it's him against the world. And sometimes it'll be like that, that you'll face obstacles to where you have to stand for what you believe. But it can also mean that you are being stubborn and pushing people away because you are determined to have your way. Now, this can mean, in a positive sense, this means standing your own ground. And, standing up for what you believe. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because it could very well be that this is a situation that you feel can still work out, that you're not going to walk away. You're going to stand your ground. And you're not going to back off. And I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens now. Because in a way, I kind of see there's always a purpose in letting go of some things. And the only thing is that sometimes we need to heal. These cards are about being able to get past your own personal blockages and obstacles. And it could very well be that you're not going to abandon someone, or you're not going to give up this dream that you have. You're not going to let this dream go. You're going to fight for it, which is what's happening here. You're fighting for this dream. So, let me shuffle for a few seconds to see what your outcome is. And I just want you to see me shuffling the cards here. This is interesting. It showed up in another reading. The High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess is intuitive, and she's psychic, and she knows things that are not on the surface. She can see beyond. She sees the mysteries. She knows everything. She can see things. She gets clarity. And it's in reverse. I don't think you have enough clarity on the situation here. And you're in this situation. You'll be in this situation because maybe there are people that you're not willing to listen to. It's good to stand your ground, but at some point you also have to stop denying or shutting down your emotions. Like we see here, shutting down your emotions. And you have to listen to your guidance, tell what your gut is telling you, what spirit is trying to tell you. And the end of August, going into September, you might still be fighting this. I think maybe it's going to be tough for you. Maybe you will need to stand your ground. And this will be a situation where there are certain things that it's going to be very difficult for you to accept or listen to. But this is a 7 and this is a 7. 7 can be a very important number because it does mean trying to take action and make it can mean trying to take action. The number 7, the higher you go in numbers from the ace to 10, the ace represents the beginning of a situation, and the 10 means that this cycle or situation is ending and you're starting over again. And here, you're standing your ground. You're in the middle of the situation. It's not come to an end yet. But it could also mean that because you're not connecting, and this can also mean a spiritual journey. As I said, it means walking away from an emotional situation, or even though it seems promising, you're walking away to find enlightenment. But it seems as if these opportunities to find enlightenment, you're not allowing them to happen, to see the situation for what it is. And you might need to think about that you do need to connect to your higher self and rise above this situation instead of fighting it all the time. Staying where you are. This young man is staying where he is. This young man is staying where he is. This woman is staying where she is. No one's budging here. We're keeping ties to this long relationship or situation that we've had an emotional investment in. But it could very well be that it could very well be that maybe you won't feel so stubborn, that this could be an opportunity for you to mentally, find out where you stand. Maybe this is necessary, even though it's leading to this. And as an outcome, it simply means that you're not going to spiritually confirm. You're not going to find spiritual satisfaction in what you're doing here. That, you're not reaching for your higher self. This is just keeping you in a negative situation to where you're just going to be frustrated. And so whatever the situation is, it's not going to really lead to an understanding. You're still just going to stick to your guns here. And you're so determined. So you could still feel that way, I think. But I don't think you're going to find the spiritual understanding. I don't think you're going to be spiritually fulfilled from all of this. That when you need to just let it go and take a rest, you're still, you need to let go and take a rest and let Spirit speak to you so that you have understanding. There's not going to be any understanding. You'll still be here. So, I think, Taurus, that you'll come to understand, because these readings, there's a little leeway for change. I think that knowing as things happen and anticipating the future, there's always leeway to where this outcome can change. But this is just the general energies of the situation, that in regards to what's ever going on with this person here, it's not going to be spiritually fulfilling. It's just going to lead to a cycle of frustration and anger sometimes, and you having to just, isolate yourself and sort of fight against the grain here. And I kind of see this as the world or your friends or your family or people trying to tell you, hey, it's not going to work out. But you can't, it's only going to lead to you continually being frustrated because you're not going to be able to realize this dream, whatever it is you're holding on to. It's not going to be in your best interest. Okay, so this is more like advice for you. But I think that in general, whatever the situation is, Taurus people, you have to give yourself emotional distance and time to reflect and trust the universe, because I think the universe is trying to tell you, trust us. You're not, there are other things. You have other options here. And you can't keep waiting for this to happen. So, Taurus, I hope this reading gave you some clarity and some guidance. And feel free to email me if you would like a more detailed reading. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer as well. August, things are winding down. And keep in mind, Venus is also in retrograde here. And when Venus is in retrograde, it means that as far as relationships, we take a step back and sort of, especially in regards to our emotions, sometimes it means we take a step back and reflect. So maybe this is all useful for you. But I still hope you have a wonderful summer. And, I hope that this reading spoke to you. And I wish you love and light. I will see you in September.